Hello viewers, a very good morning to you all. So again I'm here with you all. Previously we had discussed the first part of my lecture regarding behavior of the living beings, and before I start the second part of my lecture, I would like to introduce you all with myself, Dr. Preeti Mathur, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, Samrat Prithviraj Chauhan, Government College, Ajmer. So students, we were discussing previously about the behavior and the types of behavior found in the living beings. It is a topic of ethology, paper ethology. It is the 18th paper of our semester 4th course. So let us start, students. So in my previous lecture, I told you about innate behavior, innate type of behavior. It was the behavior which was a born behavior. For example, the small siblings of fish and birds, they start swimming as soon as they are born, and the siblings of bird also, they also have an instinct. They also start migrating from one place to another. So this is the natural instinct and innate behavior of these two organisms, which we discussed in the innate type of behavior. Now the another types of tropism, in which we'll discuss about chemotropism. Chemotropism जो है, it is movement or growth in response to chemicals. Chemo means chemicals. Like this way you can remember, इस तरह से आप इसको याद भी रख सकते हो. दूसरा है जियोट्रोपिज्म. एक तरह से ग्रेविट्रोपिज्म भी कह सकते हैं हम इसको. It is a movement or growth in response to gravity of the animals. It is the movement or growth in response to gravity. Movement किसका? Animals का, living beings का. फिर तीसरे प्रकार का ट्रोपिज्म जो होता है वो हेलियोट्रोपिज्म होता है. इस प्रकार का मूवमेंट जो होता है वो सनलाइट के अकॉर्डिंग होता है. दिस मूवमेंट और ग्रोथ इन रिस्पॉन्स टू सनलाइट. दिस मूवमेंट इज ड्यू टू regarding the response to sunlight. Then sonotropism, it is another type of tropism. इसमें जो ग्रोथ होती है वो साउंड के अकॉर्डिंग होती है. इट इज़ अ मूवमेंट और ग्रोथ इन रिस्पॉन्स टू साउंड, so it is called as sonotropism. Then hydrotropism. Hydrotropism, it is the movement or growth in response to water. Hydro means water. And lastly, phototropism. This is the movement or growth in response to light or colors of light. For example, the sunflower. Sunflower को आप देखेंगे जब भी गमले में वो उग रहा है, जो उसके फूल हैं, फ्लावर्स हैं, they will always face the sun. अगर गमले को हम उल्टा कर देंगे और फ्लावर्स को उल्टा कर देंगे तो भी आप देखेंगे again the next day they will turn towards the sunlight. So this is the type of behavior which is known as tropism. The different types of tropism are chemotropism. This is because of chemicals. Geotropism, because of gravity. Then heliotropism. This is a movement in response to sunlight. Then sonotropism. This is a movement in response to sound. Hydrotropism, movement through growth towards water. It is the growth in response to water. Then phototropism, that is the movement of growth in response to lights or colors of light. For example, the sunflower. In this slide, there are other types of tropism, that is thermotropism. This is the movement of the organisms or it is the growth in response to temperature. Then electrotropism. This is the movement or growth in response to an electric field. Then Thigmotropism, this is the movement or growth in response to touch or contact. So you can see this diagram. Here soil particles are being shown. Then there you can see the root here, and then you can see the diagram. The vacuoles and cells are shown. So you can see the behavior of the living plant. In this slide, the tropism, it occurs when plants respond to external stimuli. Tropisms are movements caused by a change in the plant's growth pattern. Tropisms can be negative or positive. If the plant moves towards the stimulus, the tropism is defined as positive. If the plant moves away from the stimulus, the tropism is considered as negative tropism. So there are 4 types of tropism, that is geotropism. Gravity causes a response in a plant growth. So in the above image, you can see the plant exhibits positive tropism, and which part of the plant exhibits negative tropism. You should see and you can also answer. Then hydrotropism, the way of a plant grows or bends in response to water. Then thigmotropism, plants bend or grow because of touch. An example would be when vines wrap around an arbor frame. देखते हैं आप, इसमें thigmotropism है, शो किया गया है. Then there is phototropism, that is the example of a sunflower, the way a plant grows or bends in response to light. Next is the nestes, and these are non-directional responses to stimuli. For example, temperature, humidity, light, irradiance, and are usually these are really associated with plants. So the movement can be due to changes in turgor or changes in growth. Nestic movements differ from trophic movements in that the direction of trophic responses depends on the direction of the stimulus, whereas the direction of nestic movements is independent of the stimulus position. In this slide, we will discuss about the types of nestes. First is epineste, downward bending from growth at the top. For example, the bending down of a heavy flower. Photoneste is response to light. Nyctineste is the movements at night or in the dark. Chemoneste is response to chemicals or nutrients. Then hydroneste is response to water. Thermoneste response to temperature. And geoneste is gravineste, response to gravity. And thigmoneste is seismoneste, haptoneste, that is the response to contact. In this slide, students, you can see it is a beautiful example of nestes. आपने सुना होगा नाम छुई मुई जो पौधा होता है, उसमें जो लीव्स होती हैं, that we call in language that is Mimosa pudica. That plant is called Mimosa pudica. इसमें आप देख रहे हैं एग्जाम्पल है ये बहुत अच्छा. इसमें आप देख रहे हैं कि सेंसिटिव प्लांट है ये बहुत, और ये रिस्पॉन्स जो है इस प्लांट का वो शॉक से होता है एकदम. अगर इसको टच कर लेते हैं तो इसकी जो पिटियोल, पल्विनस, लीफलेट्स इन नॉर्मल पोजीशन में दिखाया गया है पहले वाले चित्र में. सेकंड जो पिक्चर है उसमें दिखाया गया है पिटियोल ड्रॉपिंग, leaflets folded upwards. This is after the shock, the plant become like this way. So these are very good examples of nestes or chui mui plant, that is Mimosa pudica. This is a shock. So this, students and viewers, this was the last part of my second part of this lecture, and I hope you like this lecture. And if you like it, students, please stay and be tuned with me. I again repeat my name, myself, Dr. Preeti Mathur, Associate Professor, Department of Zoology, Samrat Prithviraj Chauhan, Rajkiya Mahavidyalaya, Ajmer. So students, be tuned. Thank you for patiently hearing me.